You are tuned into Capital Jazz TV. I'm your host, Jodine Dorsey. And for the first time ever on the Capital Jazz SuperCruise,
Yes.
I'm sitting here
Yes.
with the man, the legend himself, BeBe Winans. How are you, BeBe?
I am actually doing absolutely wonderful.
I'm so glad to hear that because
Yes.
this is your first time on the SuperCruise.
Yes.
I get a little nervous sometimes when it's people's first experience because they don't know what
Right,
to
to
expect.
expect.
Right.
Yeah.
So what has your
But you
experience
know
been?
what? I heard for a while because I was asked to come, and Kirk Whalum would call and tell me it's a great cruise, and I believe everything Kirk says. But
Yes.
it was actually a wonderful experience. I had a good time seeing good performers. You know, performers don't get a chance to see each other.
I know that's right.
And
Yeah.
so these type of events allows us to relax and enjoy each other. So I've had a great time. Pieces of a Dream. That was my first time seeing them live.
No way.
And I was blown away.
No
And I
way.
don't stay up late. So for me to stay awake and enjoy it, that's a plus. So I really had a great time.
Oh,
and I'm
good.
glad I said yes.
I'm so glad you said yes too. He's no stranger. We've been sitting down, we've been talking before.
Yes.
So many people came to see you. So many people came to see you. All I've been hearing is how amazing your performance has been, how you've touched so many people. Do you still get like the butterflies
Oh,
are taken
my,
aback
yes.
when people want to tell you how much they love
It
who
is-
you are and what you've done for
It
them?
is always a pleasure, a real pleasure to hear when people tell me that what I did, my music and whatever, touched their lives. And so walking around after the concert, like today, I bumped into so many people that said thank you, and I enjoyed myself. I laughed. One woman just said about 10 minutes ago on the elevator that she needed to laugh. She didn't know she was going to laugh at our show. But we did a lot of laughing, and laughing is a medication
Yes, it is.
that we all need. And
Yes,
so
it
that
is.
itself, herself, made me smile.
Oh, that's
You know,
excellent.
so
That's
it
excellent.
was really, it is always an honor to hear that we've touched lives.
Well, you know, I shared this with you, and I'll say it on camera again. For 2022, all the way to 2023, I am still playing that remix with Louis Vega, It's All Good. Every day, every day. And I don't want you to think I'm exaggerating. Every day. I have to hear this song to get me ready for life.
That's great. That's great because you know what, and it's a simple song that tells people, you know what, I'm going through things, but it's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good.
Let me tell
and
you
can
something.
say that because everything that is meant for bad, God has a way to turn it
Yes,
around for
that's
our
right.
good. So
That's
when you're
right.
going through hard times, it's all good.
The ministry is further than just telling people it's all good. It's going through dance music, it's going through
Yes.
gospel music, inspirational. How do you deal with the crossover, and how do you deal with church folks
Well, you
and
know
that
what?
crossover?
People in church are just people.
That's right.
So I deal with them the same way I deal with everyone. But to my surprise, people don't know, to my surprise, my music crossed over. There was no planning that. So
Wow.
every time something I write or do crosses over into different genres, I'm as surprised as other people. So I have no formula to make that happen. I just simply write my truth and my reality of my walk in life. And I think that because it comes from the heart, it
Yeah.
goes to the heart of people across the board.
That's right. It's authentic, it's inspirational, it feeds your soul. And that's what I love
Yes.
about it.
Thank you.
So we've got to talk about this Broadway play that's
Yes.
coming up.
It's coming. It's been 15 years
Wow.
that this journey started. And so this fall, October, we're going to enter the Broadway stage.
Oh my gosh! Tell us the name.
are.
The
It's
name
called
of the play.
Born for This.
Born for This.
You talked yesterday. The book came out last year.
Yep.
And it's not based on the book, but the book tells my life. The musical tells of my life as well, but just in a very shorter. You can't be on stage on Broadway for 5 hours.
That's right. That's right. It's got to be a condensed version.
It's got to come in. But boy, I had a great time because Charles Randolph Wright, who is the director and co-writer of the book with me, he directed Motown, the Broadway musical Motown.
Oh, and I saw that. Yes.
Oh, yeah, he's an incredible director, an incredible producer.
Exceptional.
So it's been a wonderful journey. And since April 16th, we've been in regional theaters, about 4 different states. And the musical has evolved and evolved and evolved. And now we are ready for Broadway.
Ready for Broadway. Let me tell you about the opening party, how we gonna turn up. Opening night, we are turning it up.
Yes, we are.
I love it.
I'm telling you, I'm excited.
I'm excited for you. And why was it so important for you people to like hear your story?
You know, and some people ask me that. Some people even say, why do you think your story is interesting?
Right, like,
why do
I care?
Because it's a simple story that all of us endure. And that's losing loved ones, that is triumphing over situations that you never would have. You know, some people don't know. Me and my sister's story, we were never a duet.
That's
it
right.
was Jim and Tammy Faye Baker that brought us together. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be a duet.
And even the coining of BeBe and CC, right?
Yes, the coining of BeBe. We was like, oh, that one's supposed to get out.
Okay.
But it was because of Jim and Tammy Faye Baker. So our story is more interesting than people know.
Right.
And so you get to find out what really happened to me instead of reading magazines that people don't know you and just say anything and everything about you.
Right.
You get a chance to hear from the horse's mouth.
That is excellent. And what I love about people who share their stories, I always say this too. Your story ain't about you. Your story is about teaching and growing other people, right?
And letting people know you're not alone.
Exactly.
We all go through things.
Exactly.
And so I'm not afraid to put it all out there, you know? And so because of that, one of the things, and I'll stop here, but one of the things that was, when we opened in Atlanta at the Alliance Theater, April 2016, one of the things, I cried in the back of the audience because this is what I realized. I knew we would achieve what we achieved, right? But I didn't know the faces. And so when I sat in the back and I looked at all these different faces, different ethnic groups and everything, cheering and crying, I just wept. Because here it is now, my story is touching people's lives. That some people that didn't know me at all, right?
Don't even know
because
who
there's
you
people
are.
who are theater people, they don't listen to records, right? And so I remember sitting down and one of the, there was a Jewish couple coming in. And she had to be 70 and he was 70. And so they're walking down the aisle and he said, where's our seats? And she said, it's up here. He said, what we coming to see? She said something, BeBe Winans, born for this. Something. And then there was a usher that knew me and she said, yes, it is. And it's a good, and he's right there. And so the people came over and said, the story's about you? And I said, she put me out there. I said, yes. He said, well, we hope we enjoy it. I said, well, you let me know. They came back after it was over with tears in their eyes and said, your story is our story. Girl, I was like,
there it is.
There it is.
There it is. And the reason why you wrote it.
Yes.
The reason why you wrote it. So the ministry is more than just music. It's a book. It's a play. I hear in the background there's maybe a movie, some film. There's a film involved.
Okay, but you know what? Let me say it this way.
Okay.
Because we didn't get a chance to say this yesterday.
Okay.
Okay, so I was on the phone. I went away from the recording industry and I didn't do any tours on my solo albums because I was doing this, right? But one of the things I was doing also was doing some music concerts and setups for various birthday parties that Oprah had me doing in the background for various other things, right? So I was doing the birthday party, 50th birthday celebration for John Travolta. Right?
Oh, wow.
Right?
Wow.
And so one of the people that was on the concert was Roberta Flack, right? So I'm talking to Roberta about the song that she was going to sing at the concert. And she started talking, and then she detoured from the conversation and said, BeBe, when you gonna write that musical about your family? It's a musical, sweetie.
Yeah.
And then after the musical, it's going to be a television show. And then after television, it's
She
going to
just
be.
prophesied over
Do you
your
hear what I'm
life.
saying? She's saying it's going to be a movie. And so get to it right now. And then she went back into our conversation. Like, when I hung up the phone, I had chills saying, now, what just happened? That's why I wrote this thing. Because, I mean, when I got off the phone with Roberta, that was the strangest thing that ever happened to me. And 4 days later, I had to go to Montreal. I walked in the hotel, opened up my laptop, and it was like a faucet came on.
And it just came
And I
through
wrote
you.
what would be the first draft of Born for This.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait for opening night at Broadway. I cannot wait for the film. I am so excited that you're sharing your
you.
story with us.
Thank you.
I'm excited that he's here with us, sharing his music.
It was a joy. I sang a new song on my set called Father in Heaven right now. That's a brand new song that's going to come out in a couple of months.
How do people keep in contact with you?
Well, you can always follow me on Instagram. That's where I'm always.
You're right.
But you Facebook and Twitter, all that. But it's BeBe Winans. Look for that verification chip.
Okay, the blue
Because
check.
there's about 19 others.
That is actually true. When I looked you up, it was some other BeBe Winans on there, and I was like, "Who is this?"
Yeah, it's horrible what the people do.
Yeah.
But that's when you know it's me, and then they'll be able to, because when you hit Broadway, it's all on the Broadway
I love it.
outlets and all those other things. So I'm excited, and we'll just continue to spread the news through you all.
Yes.
And everyone.
Yes. So please don't be a stranger to Capitol Jazz.
I won't.
We need to
I
see you
won't.
again.
I had a ball.
That's all I wanted to
Now,
hear.
if I didn't, I wouldn't be back.
That's
But
all I wanted to
I
hear.
had a ball.
That's all we wanted to hear. BeBe Winans. I'm your host, Jodine Dorsey. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
You're tuned into Capitol Jazz TV.